YouTube, what's going on? GS, God should die, here to talk about one of the biggest changes coming to the division, and that is the Nerf to Strain, the Strain build. You all probably know it as the Widdz build. Now, I want to just first off come out and say it. I'm definitely going to miss this build, but I am an advocate of saying, hey, this build definitely needs to be looked at because 99% of the time, if I'm in a one-on-one fight with the player, I believe that I'm going to win that fight. And anything that strong, hey, let's just be honest, needs to be looked at. But I want to say this though. I believe that the developers absolutely dropped the ball with this one. And the reason why I say that is because players don't like a lot of change, especially when it's to changes that we love, of course. Now, when developers release a game, they're supposed to be testing out these talents, mechanics, and things like that to make sure something is, like the Wiz build, not broken, not, in its extreme, not maybe not strong enough, things like that. Well, with this one, I believe they definitely dropped the ball because if you want to take a look at the Division One, which the developers do say that, hey, we believe that we learned a lot from the Division One, right? We learned a lot from the Division One, so which is in turn allows for us to make a way better game, more functioning, things like that. Well, all around, I believe that the developers they didn't quite get that because I believe that taking a look at the Division One, you already know that players were definitely building for critical hit chance and critical hit damage. And if they were to look at this and say, hey, you know what? I believe that players probably are going to abuse this because you can be pretty much dead and kill everything that's around you. Depending on how your skill is and aim and things like that. Give or take a few, scenarios. And then also we're going to just unleash 200% critical hit damage when your armor is depleted. Yeah, players are definitely going to abuse that. And so when this released, it wouldn't have been as strong. But obviously they didn't do that. And so that's where my disappointment comes in. Even though I must say that, I am ecstatic to see that they are jumping on these changes, quite frankly, pretty quickly. But my issue with it is that it feels like that we're basically still testing this game for them, which is not okay. Because what's going on is that we're steady having to farm new gear. There's no recalibration station, so the farm is definitely inevitable. It's something that we can't ignore. We have to farm, look for these new pieces, build these new builds, and yada yada yada. And that's the thing that actually kind of gets up under my skin. Is the simple fact that because they were lacking in testing the game, testing and making sure things were working properly and not overpowered, we're left to pick up the pieces, and that's where my issue lies. And so there you go, you guys. This is my 3-minute video on my thoughts on the changes to the strain as the Widdz build. As you guys all know, God should die. For all my gods out there, I salute. One God to another. Shaddai, out.
Boost about to activate. Boost online.